All right, so warm up today says solve for all the missing sides and angles in this triangle. You'll notice you're given technically two angles and one side. And they basically want you to find the other two sides and the missing angle. Also, just a fact here, and this is something that comes up in geometry, but like I said, this is the section you guys would have missed last year. Solving a right triangle is this process. Given whatever information you're given, finding all three sides and all three angles is called solving a right triangle. Just in case you ever see that terminology in the future. All right, parts of this are pretty easy. So like this angle is very easy to find because you know these have to add up to 180. Or you also know that these are just complementary. So if that's 21, this would have to be 69 degrees. So that's easy. As far as the other side goes, I would just use my trig functions. And I usually just use the stuff I'm given. So if I'm looking at this angle, I know that the opposite is 12. If I want let's say we want to find the adjacent first. Opposite and adjacent means I'm going to set up a tangent problem. So I'm going to do tangent of 21 is 12 over x, my unknown side there. All right, in order to solve this, I would multiply my x over, and I would divide by this tangent 21. So what I like to just type in my calculator, all one motion here, is just 12 divided by tangent 21. And so I get that x is about, and we'll go around to let's go just one decimal place. So let's say 31.3. Okay. So now I know this side. At this point, I could do Pythagorean theorem. The reason I don't love doing Pythagorean theorem is you've already rounded this number. So like doing Pythagorean theorem is going to increase the error of this value because you're using a rounded number and you're probably going to round that value. And we like to avoid that. So I would actually probably just use the information I have to solve for this. So I would look at this and I'd say, well, I know the opposite and I want the hypotenuse. So I'd set up a separate sine problem. I'd say sine of 21 is 12 over x. Or y, or whatever you want to call it now, just to technically it's like a different side. And this is going to solve exactly like this one, just with sine instead of tangent. So now we would do 12 divided by sine 21, and we get 33.5 roughly. So y, 33.5. And so now we've solved this right triangle. We got all three sides, all three angles, all the information is right there for us. Yeah. And so again, this is not, there's no order you have to do this in. If you wanted to have solved for this first, you definitely could have. You could have found this last. There's no way, no order to this. Just whatever way you want to go through, finding all the pieces is the method to it. So, yeah.